All right, we're on 4.4, task 3. So we are factoring polynomials. All right, so it says recognize special factoring patterns. You have previously seen the factoring patterns for the difference of two squares and for perfect square trinomials. The patterns for the sum or difference of two cubes are also helpful for factoring polynomials. All right, so these are very important in this class. Like you will see these on the EOC. You will not be given these formulas. You're just expected to know these. These top three you should already know from last year from Math 2. And these may be new this year, but these are not very difficult as well. These are also something you will see frequently on the ACT. So please commit these to memory. All right, so a difference of two squares. So you've got a number squared minus a number squared. All right, so that's a difference of two squares. If you know your multiplication tables really well, it's not hard to recognize perfect squares. Perfect squares are a number times itself. 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, 5 fives is 25, 6 times 6 is 36. So 9, 16, 25, 36, those are all perfect squares and so many more. So those are easy to recognize, like I said, if you know your perfect squares, then that's going to make this very easy. All right, so if you have a difference of squares, this factors into a plus b times a minus b. So you're going to have the same binomial, different sign in the middle. So that's very quick and easy to factor. A perfect square trinomial, if you've got a binomial squared, that means to write this out, you would do a plus b times a plus b. Well, to do that, you're going to eventually get to this. But if you know this formula, you don't have to do a plus b times a plus b and multiply a times a and then a times b and then b times a and then b times b. Like you just know that every time you have a binomial squared, that it's a squared plus twice the middle term plus b squared. And the same difference is if it's a negative here, you're going to have the same thing as above, except it's a minus sign. So if this is a plus, the middle term's a plus. If this is a minus, the middle term's a minus. And anything squared is positive. So your first and last terms in these will always be positive. So just look at some practice problems on these, commit those formulas to memory, and it'll be really beneficial. All right, so new ones, sum and difference of cubes. Okay, a cube is something to the third power. So sum of cubes, again, the name gives it away. It's a perfect cubed plus a perfect cube. All right, so these can be factored as a plus b, and then times a squared minus ab plus b squared. All right, and we call it, usually I call it, for the signs, we use the thing called SOAP. And I'll go over that a little bit later with you, but right now just kind of get familiar with these formulas. All right, and right here it's a cubed minus b cubed. And again, it's a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So you can see that except for these middle signs here, these are very similar as well, just like the perfect square trinomials. All right, this is factor 8x cubed plus 125. So I see two terms. I see a cube right here, and I know that 8 is 2 cubed and 125 is 5 cubed. Again, just knowing your multiplication tables really well helps, but it wouldn't hurt to memorize some of the perfect cubes to where you know that these are easy to factor if you already commit that to memory. All right, so 8x cubed. So I know that 2 times x times 2 times x times 2 times x gives me 8x cubed. So 2x is my a term. And then 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So my b is 5. So this first part is just identifying what a and b are so that when you go to put it in factored form, that's very easy. So the first part is a plus b. So it's just going to be 2x plus 5. And then the next part is a squared, so 2x quantity squared. Make sure you use parentheses because you have to square the 2 and the x. And then minus ab, so 2x times 5, and then plus b squared, 5 squared here. All right, so again, you've got to multiply the 2 and the x, so that becomes 4x squared minus 10x in the middle plus 5 squared is 25. So this is factored form for a sum of cubes. All right, it says which factoring pattern is used. All right, sum of cubes, we just used that formula. And it says, how can you check your factorization how can you check that this factorization is correct? Well, you can just multiply and see that it'll go back to this form. So 2x times each of these 3 terms, and then 5 times each of these terms, and then cancel out anything that cancels, and that's going to leave you the 8x cubed plus 125. And that's all for task 3. We're moving on to task 4. All right, 4.4, task 4, factor by grouping. If you can group together pairs of terms of a polynomial that has a common factor, you may be able to use the method called factoring by grouping to factor the polynomial. The pattern for this method is shown. All right, so the big thing with factoring by grouping, you want to group them by pairs, which means you're probably going to have 4 terms. So you can see here you have 4 terms, and you could group the first 2 terms because they have a common factor of r, and then the second 2 terms you could group because they have a common factor of s. So looking at the problem here, x to the 4th minus x cubed minus 8x minus 8. You can see that these both have x's in common, and these both have 8's in common. So what they're going to do is basically group these together by putting them in parentheses. And they just added a plus here because this is not multiplication. It's actually negative 8x, so plus negative 8x does not change the problem. So they just grouped these using parentheses, and then they factored out the greatest common factor of each. So you can see the greatest common factor of the first term is x cubed, and that leaves x minus 1 inside the parentheses. And then you can factor a negative 8 out of the second term. You always want to get rid of the negative if possible. So factor out the negative 8, and you're left with x minus 1. Now, x minus 1 and x minus 1, that's kind of your goal. You want those to match because now you have a common factor. So x minus 1 came from having that as a common factor, okay? And then you have x cubed minus 8. Now, hopefully you remember from the last video, 8 is a perfect cube, and this is x cubed. So we're going to use the perfect cube, or the difference of perfect cubes, to factor this further. All right, so x minus 1 is still here. It's one of the factors, so it just came down. Okay, so that came from right here. And then x cubed minus 8, if you remember, it's x minus 2, and then x squared plus 2x plus 4. That came from that formula in the last part of the video, the difference of perfect cubes. And if you need to review that, go ahead and do so. All right, then all they did was rewrite this, put this in the first. Since this is a linear term, they put it here. And then this term came here. And then because this is a quadratic, it's got a higher degree, and it cannot be factored any further, they put it here. But you can check by multiplying all this together and see that it still equals what we started with. All we did was write it in factored form. Okay? All right, it says group terms with common factor. Factor out each group's common factor. Factor out the common binomial factor. Factor the difference of cubes, and write linear factors first. All right, so that's kind of the steps that you want to do in order to go through this process. All right, it says which property justifies rewriting x cubed times x minus 1 minus 8 times x minus 1 as this right here. All right, so that is distributive property. You're pulling out the common factor, which is the x minus 1. And so distributive property looks different in different forms, but that still is just the distributive property. All right, it says, how do you know that the polynomial x squared plus 2x plus 4 is irreducible? All right, so if you try to factor that, you can, let's try to factor it. see why it's irreducible. All right. So we know when we factor, we're going to do x times x, and we need something that multiplies to give us 4 and adds to give us 2. So if we look at, I'm not going to use that method, let's see. We know that our factors for 4 are 1 times 4 and 2 times 2. And if we put 4 and 1 here, that's going to give us a 3 in the middle. They have to be plus because both those are plus, or it has to be 2 and 2. And if you work these out, you'll see that neither one gives us what we started with. So for the top one, x times x is x squared, plus 1x plus 4x is 5x in the middle, not 2x, and then plus 4. So this one can't be it because it's not giving us the correct middle term. X times x is x squared, plus 2x is 4x in the middle, plus 4 on the end. So again, the middle term is not going to come from this. So that means this one is irreducible. Means it cannot be factored further. All right, that's all for task 4. If you have any questions, let me know.